intro to the video? Like, why do you need 2 minutes of the beginning to be like, so today we're going to talk about, like, that's why I chose the video. That's why I'm watching it.
Yeah, so we're not
so
going to do
I'm like,
an intro.
I always just skip through it because it's, like, obvious.
But I guess the first time, maybe they don't understand what they're watching.
Well, I think that's why people do an intro video, is because each video they're like, oh, what if this is the first video they're seeing? So we have to, like, introduce them to what it is. But I think it should be obvious. I think the title and, like, the intro song or whatever.
Okay, they'll say the summer conference.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. Now they know why they're here. Do we know why we're here? I don't know. So the main thing we did
America.
was America related. I had to go to jury duty, and Sasha had her own experiences.
I had to go, I don't even know what to call it, to a citizenship ceremony?
Yeah. Citizenship ceremony.
Woohoo!
And it was both our first times at any of these kind of things. So many of you have been to jury duty.
And hopefully it's the only time
you ever go to jury duty. But it was really interesting.
Interesting or dreary? I don't even know.
This room is like a torture room, like a torture chamber. Okay, you go in and it has these fluorescent lights from like 1985 when they first made the intro video that went along with it.
Or 1984.
Or 1984. My brother's watching. You go in there and you sit, and my friend Sabrina had said, when you get there, find the right corner, turn right, and there's some tables. You get a table before everyone else, and then you can sit down and do work.
Oh.
So I went in with a plan.
Productivity.
For the
win.
What I thought was really weird was as soon as we all sat down and they're like, welcome to jury duty, they said, if you don't speak English proficiently, please come to the front now. Half the room got up because we're in Miami. And I was like, damn it, I'm totally getting picked. Anyway.
That's great. Yeah, it was funny because in the citizenship ceremony, it's super Americanized. So the songs they play were like American songs, talking about how great America is and the country songs. It was just like very American flag based. But the people that work there are from all different nationalities and countries and whatever, because we're in Miami. Like, I was imagining if this was in Ohio or something, I'm sure it would just be a bunch of fucking Americanized people, like, well, welcome to America. I hope you do well. And so the lady that actually gave the speech, like, just for everyone in the ceremony, like, her accent was so thick you could barely understand her. Like, I don't know where she was from. She was definitely Latin, but she gave the speech about, like, now that you're a citizen, like, this is your role in this country, like, you came here for a reason, you chose to come here. It's actually a really good speech, really heartfelt, and, like, really cool. And she didn't, like, practice it, it was just on the fly, but her accent was so thick that I was like, only in Miami would there be, like, all these different people. And then they had the person that did the national anthem, he was also getting his citizenship from, like, maybe Haiti or somewhere, and his accent, like, you could barely understand the words that he was saying,
like, how are you
for the national anthem.
Like the cafe that I ate at for lunch, no brand name chips. It was all palatanitos.
Yeah.
Like meringues. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And then I would order, I on purpose was like, I'd like to have a midnight sandwich. It's pan de medianoche.
Yeah.
But you wrote it on the side as a midnight sandwich, so I'm gonna order a freaking midnight sandwich. And croquetas, but only here would you have croquetas and café con
That
leche
you
for
can't
lunch.
turn into another name. There is no English translation for croquetas. I think pastelito can turn into turnover, but it's actually a different thing.
It's a pastry.
Yeah, but like if you went like in Boston, I would always look for pastelitos and stuff, and they would have apple turnovers, which look similar and like I guess would be in the same category. But I'm like, what's a turnover? It's not the same thing.
That's true.
It's like different.
Well, you also wouldn't have guava and cheese turnover.
True.
Maybe you would. But
You could.
croquettes, yeah.
No.
You'd call them croquettes, but they're not the same. Like,
Is there even an English translation?
It's a croquette.
Is that like a French thing?
I
It's
don't know,
not
it's
American.
like a French thing. Well, then what is it? Even like a French croquette? Like I've never even seen that. That looks like little balls. Like
I know. I think it is a ball.
maybe it is a ball. So finally we make it into the room, the courtroom, and everyone has the lamest excuses for why they shouldn't be at jury duty. My cat has a stomach flu. I believe in Scientology.
I can only communicate telepathically.
But I'm gonna miss Game of Thrones. I think he's guilty! But you don't even know what he did. He's guilty. Excuse me, Your Honor. Can I be dismissed? My mom gave me a note saying I don't have to be here. But I got backstage passes for the Justin Bieber concert. Well, see, my husband gets out of work at 3, so he would have to go pick up the kids, and then I would be here till 6. Can I be dismissed early if I come in on Thursday? But they need me at the Gap. How will they sell clothes? But I still don't know the Pledge of Allegiance.
So how about the fact that these events that are part of being a citizen, like the citizenship ceremony and the jury duty thing, like the technology and the flow and the general layout of the whole event is so outdated. Each piece of the ceremony, first of all, was like, it didn't flow together. It was like very choppy.
It wasn't efficient.
It wasn't efficient. And then
Sasha
on top of that,
was
it was a PowerPoint slide. So like they have on the screen, the screen,
You did not say this part.
it would show like they'd have to scroll through the PowerPoint and choose the right slide. Each time they transitioned. It wasn't like the PowerPoint was
Wasn't even
the
right
real
order.
ceremony and they just hit play on the first slide and went with the flow. It was like they would play some slides and then come back to the screen. You know the screen in PowerPoint?
Yeah, it's like
where it's like one side is all the slides and then it's like the main slide. They would have to scroll through and choose the right one and then continue the rest and then do it again. And then like some of it had like a video portion, so they would have to choose the right slide that had the video, play the whole video of like how we got here as a country, which is just a bunch of old pictures of historical people that no one knows.
I know. Where are the pictures of the rafts that people came on?
No, it was really weird. It was like, I felt kind of like a brainwash thing or like indoctrinating people, but at the same time, I'm like, no, like the people that came over here are really thankful for being in this country. Like they probably were escaping like really tough shit in their country, so it makes sense. And then they have this ceremony where it's just like, there's some gimpy PowerPoint slide that keeps fucking up. It was just really weird. It was really weird.
And it's almost like disrespectful for the people that have waited so long and worked
Yeah.
so hard. Because I'm like, what am I at this like 6th grade
Yeah.
like lecture right now?
No, and while we were waiting there for them to like, I guess, set things up and like get the flow going, they were playing this song. I wrote down the name on my phone, but I don't have my phone with me. But no, that's not the song. Whoa, this is not the song.
What was this? What are you looking at?
I was made in America, land of the free, home of the brave, and right up under your nose you might see a sex slave being treated. And who will do anything for the money? Boy, a mama might sell her babies.
Whoa, that is
So,
a slave song.
Sell porn, sell pills, anything to pay the bills. The song was horrible. It was just horrible. It wasn't even like a common song, like Amazing Grace or something. It was like, I don't even know. It was like talking about how hard it was to get to where we are as a country, even though like we just slaughtered and killed a shit ton of people. So whatever, that song was on repeat. Like at least make a playlist to where it's like different songs.
So it was just the same
No, the song was like 6 minutes long. So there's this whole build up and this whole like thing, and then it ends. So you're like, alright, that's gonna, and then it repeated. Again,
You're like,
and I'm like, what?
essential to a proper citizenship ceremony.
Yes. One is the music. I mean, come on, music is
Music
universal.
is key to a party.
Yeah.
I met this lady later on in the week who said her husband was going to Thailand for the king's funeral, which is like in October or something. So at jury duty, everyone had excuses. Blah, blah, blah. I couldn't be here because I gotta go feed my cat 3 times a day. Like,
Yeah.
make a freaking sacrifice
Yeah.
for 3 days for
Right.
your country. Okay, so then now to relate it back to the Thai funeral, the king's funeral. Patriotism in other countries or even
It's
cities
stronger.
outside of Miami.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what patriotism is in this country other than my $1 paper fans bought at Target.
And America.
Made by yours truly. I think it's in pieces.
My amount of patriotism is whatever her amount is.
That is true. It's like a whole like week-long like ceremony. Everything's shut down.
Wow.
People are like sitting and just like being like commemorating
But
this guy.
they're proud of him. They like him.
Exactly.
Who the fuck likes Trump? If anything, nationalism is gonna decrease in this country because of the shit show that's happening. Like, or because we're a democracy, we're allowed to have our own opinions and vote and do all these things that make us have more of a voice when it comes to being individualistic about our opinion on politics and on the state of our country and everything.
But I think
so maybe it backfires. Because we have too many.
No, I think
rights.
we're only thinking that because we're living in a liberal city.
Yeah, true.
But most of the country is not living like that, which is how he won in the first place.
Well, that's why it was kind of interesting, because in the oath of allegiance that the citizens to be had to say, it was that, like, I will bear arms for my country, I will serve in the army if I'm asked to for my country, blah, blah, blah. And, I mean, obviously they probably don't feel that completely, but because they chose to come here, I feel like they probably have more patriotism than we do because we grew up here, so it was just given to us. We didn't have, like, a full option. Like, if we moved to another country, we would naturally be more interested in the politics and the governmental system because we chose to go there. So we want to, like, know what the fuck was going on because we're choosing that. So I feel like we would have more patriotism because of that, but because we were born into it.
But at the same time, people in other countries rarely emigrate. So they were born into that and they are patriotic.
True, but they also have, the democracy thing, where you have your own opinion and your own right, like.
There are other democracies.
Like, we can openly talk about this, but if someone were to say that about the King of Thailand, they would probably be shunned, or like, it would be a big fucking deal.
Yeah. But I guess in terms of commitment, you know, in another country that's so patriotic, the commitment is so much higher. You have to do so many things to show your patriotism. Like, they even have, for example, in Thailand, like Mondays, they wear gold.
Right.
Like everybody on TV, in schools, like you just wear, yellow. You wear yellow. Nobody wears gold shirts.
No, in the movie theaters.
Yeah, in the movie theaters, you stand up for the national anthem before the movie starts, and it's just it's all the time. Your duty is all the time, so maybe it's taxing. But here, there has to be some sort of duty, and that's why you have jury duty and citizenship ceremonies, because you have to do something.
Which isn't even an obligation.
That's
like, I have
nothing.
never been chosen for it. Maybe I won't be. Maybe I will be 5 times. Like, yeah.
So, like, what's the big deal? And then you still get paid,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
well, I think it's like our country's based on, like, incentives and, like, making things worth it, I guess. And I guess we're so used to just, like, being independent and doing whatever the fuck we want. So when we're forced to not, it's like, wait a minute. No.
right.
But.
Well, okay. Sorry. So then, I think part of it, and this is going to sound really horrible, but I just don't think people understand government or law or whatever, and I am not a big political person, government person. I didn't
you
even
respect
like
it.
I respect it, and now I like it. Like, I took a business law class in college, and I love that class, and because everything was just so logical and it made sense. And just from that one class, I understood what was happening in the courtroom, even though they didn't even go into detail. Well, for example, they're saying everyone is innocent until proven guilty, right? Just that alone, I don't think people understood, because so many people questioned it, and then, because you can think someone is not guilty, but you don't think that they're innocent, but they're not guilty.
But when they
And
say
so-
innocent until proven guilty, they only mean in the realm of law. And I think people think in the realm of people
Yes.
and their own relationships and their own thing. They don't understand that law and government is like literally a system that is like separate from what your personal values
Right.
or assessment would be.
So then, you know, okay, so then everyone, and how do you prove someone is guilty is that, whatever, there's a verbiage for it, but it's, you're proving that they're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Just that phrase, beyond a reasonable doubt, I didn't learn until I took that business law
Right.
class. And like, what is a reasonable doubt? What is beyond a reasonable doubt?
But even if you did speak English that well, like I think it more relies on the amount of education people are
Yeah.
achieving or allowed to achieve or have access to. And that is where the country has failed us. So at the same time, like, the reason they're not emphatic about going or understanding of going to jury duty is because they haven't had to be involved in it.
Right.
And
I had to take a
anything
jury
government.
duty class and take government.
Right, but like let's say the kids that grow up in like lower income families, they don't have access to college, any of that stuff because it's super fucking expensive for no reason. Like, I think that that's also something that needs to be addressed because yeah, you can't use all this jargon that's so specific to
that they don't
the
explain
system,
to you there.
and they don't explain it to you there. At least give like a reference sheet, like this, like a vocabulary sheet. Here's what these words mean.
Right.
Because then how are you gonna make someone be obligated to help with the whole decision of someone's fate, yet they don't even know anything
What that means.
about, yeah.
Overall, the experience was awesome. I'm sorry, but maybe it's just because it was my first time. Maybe I'd think differently after
Well, you're
my
also
time.
an optimist, so you're gonna find any sort of
I find value in things that you experience in life, and why am I going to say, I hate jury duty, and at the end of the day, all I got from that was I hate jury duty.
Right.
And
But
then,
yeah, you spent the whole day there.
yeah, you spent the whole day there.
It was heartwarming too to see like everyone, like they called it by country, and not in alphabetical order, but I think it was by the amount of people from those countries that were up for citizenship. So they would say like, I know the top ones were Cuba. Cuba had like 60 or something.
Yeah.
And then Colombia had 19. I think Venezuela had like 22 or 23. And like, I don't know much about the whole Venezuela issue, but I know it's like really fucking bad over there. Like, really bad. So even just to see them all stand up and start cheering, like that was like awesome. Like imagine how they feel, like they're finally part of this and stuff. And everybody was given like little American flags to wave around when they said their oath and everything, and it felt genuine, it felt real. We're already here, whether we like it or not, so let's like make a difference in whatever small way that we can. And she was even saying, she was like, don't think you have to be extraordinary, you can just be ordinary, you can like work, do this, whatever, but as long as you're like being a part of the whole system and being a good person and a good Samaritan and whatever, you're already making a positive impact on your community.
This week, we also set up a home recording studio.
Got new Banana Bite stickers!
Bought a new vacuum.
Made a healthy food cobbler.
It was very healthy. Wrote a parody, coming soon to a channel near you.
Made my cats indoor again. Still thinking about that.
But we did get tacos.
Sombreros.
Had tacos in sombreros.
Fucked up at work. Like a lot.
Went to blues.
Too slow.
Hated blues.
Memorial Day with the grandma and the sister. Fun. Hollywood Beach.
So I tried to clean this phone for an hour yesterday. I removed
We met.
Benny the spider.
The banana spider. It's huge. He was a piece of the puzzle of how my bike got stolen. Your bike got stolen. I basically gave away my bike.
There's a lot of sneezing involved.
Allergy season! Oh no! Juan Moreno.
We talked about Hasidic Jewish weddings.
Oh my god, yes.
Have you ever seen one of those?
We're Coming to America. That was the theme song. Very strange.
I found the most Miami emoji. This thing. This one. Touch it, and you touch it. Touch it!
I don't like that one. I don't get it.
But there's this.
Oh, but that's like surfer dude.
Or call me. We went
Into
to
Whole Foods?
Oh shit. We also went to Whole Foods together.
Without a GPS. But then we realized I did have my phone to use GPS.
She thought it was a phantom phone. It existed. Once we got there.
I felt it vibrate and then I just couldn't find it.
But we did use verbal communication to speak with
We asked
standers-by.
strangers for directions.
That is another way to say it.
Standers by.
Standers-by.
Tough word.
That's the correct word.